Hi guys. Terribly sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I just, well, to tell you the truth, I haven't had a camera that works very well lately. I actually got this one I'm using now. It was a new one that I got for my birthday on the 25th of April. So I've not really had an opportunity to make videos until now, and also I've not really had a great deal to show. Although I do have a model that I finished recently that's not a Games Workshop model that I will be showing you guys in an upcoming video. But anyway, why do I have this Space Marine Captain on the camera? That's because he is the web exclusive model that Games Workshop recently released, that you could get for free if you're yes, free. In fact, I have the page up here. You can only get them for a few more days, actually, about 7 more days, and you'll see there it says £0, which is a bit of a mind blower, but that's because if you spend 60 British pounds, I believe the exchange rate, I think it's 100 American dollars, I don't know, but something like that. Yeah, you get one of these for free, and to be honest, it's alright. It's not amazing. The head is cool, I like that, and the backpack's alright. Like, I like the Iron Halo. But the torso is kind of the same as the basic, you know, Space Marine Commander anyway. I don't like the Storm... I like the Stormbolter as a weapon, but I do not like the way it is sort of held against him like that. I hate when GW models hold their weapons that way, because it's defying gravity, surely. It's like... it's surely too heavy to be kept like that. I don't care if you are a Space Marine. Although probably the worst thing about this model is if I turn it around. What the hell is all this? Like, is it embroidery? Like, embroidered skulls? I don't know if that's the right word, but I mean, I see what they were trying to do, but sorry guys, I got a bit lurgy today. I can see what they were trying to do, but the problem is, I mean, look, more skulls up there. I don't think there's any there, but there's 2 on the Stormbolter. There's, I don't know how many on the Sword Scabbard. Another one there, another one there. It's literally like the guys at GW, when they were considering developing this model, are just like, so what can we do to make sure this model's really ornate and, you know, get people, because that's what people like. Let's try and see what we can do to make people buy it. And then someone just went, you know, we could put loads of skulls on it. That's kind of like our thing, isn't it? We put out skulls on everything. So they even went to the point of doing this, which just does not look right to me. I mean, look, one of the skulls there doesn't even have, like, I guess it's because of the cloak fold, but that's just why they shouldn't have bothered doing it. You know, a part of the side is gone. I mean, I could show you that on the actual model itself. I could, if my camera had good enough macro. There you go, more or less. You can see that skull just there does not have a right side to it because it's covered in the folds of the cloak, but it's far more noticeable than it should be. And you know, it's just there are good things about this model. I kind of like the head, and I kind of like the pose. I think maybe if I was to... I think I'd probably take out the Sword Scabbard, because it looks like if you needed to run with that, it would be a bit of a... You know, I think you'd just end up tripping over it. I'm definitely not going to use that cloak. I really don't like that cloak. But it's possible that I might be able to do some conversion work. I mean, the problem with it will be this whole bit here. The cloak actually... Sorry, I was going to show you on the model again. The cloak actually goes over onto the... Oh, God, terrible light. Yeah, I didn't think you'd be able to see it. You can see the cloak on the front of the torso and on the shoulder pads, which means that in order to assemble this model not necessarily as is, because I'm certainly not going to use that either, the Stormbolter. But to assemble this model without the cloak means that you would have to not only sculpt an entirely new cloak, but you'd have to make sure it matched up with the cloak on the front of the torso and on the shoulder pads, and it's annoying. But I don't know, I kind of like the pose, as I say, except for that arm. I like how he looks like I like the way he's got his hand, his power fist kind of on his thigh there, like he's overseeing a battle or something, but I do feel like it could be done better. I mean, hell, that power fist, I won't bother showing you on the model itself, because I'll just, the camera will just go blurry. But the fingers of this power fist are actually, they aren't actually there. It's kind of like a dent to accommodate the leg, and it just, I mean, fair enough. As I say, here you go, I will show you. I'll try to anyway. You might be able to see it. I don't know if the camera will focus. No, I don't think so. But yeah, no, I can see why they did it, but it just means that it's going to be even harder to potentially use that in conversions. But another thing that happens when you get one of these is you get a little envelope that says classified on it, and in that envelope you get this, because you'll notice on here it says web exclusive 1 of 2, and I wondered when I got it, what's 2 of 2? Turns out it's this. Now, I like this model a lot more than the other one for a number of reasons. Partly because, I mean, it's ostentatious whilst not being just absolutely flipping covered in skulls, even if he is treading on one. And it's just a more dynamic pose. It's not as, like, physics breaking. But, again, it's like it's not much different from your standard Chaos, not Chaos, what am I talking about, Chaos. It's not much different from your standard Space Marine Captain. I mean, if I just, here you go, I've got the model up on here. If I go into the 360 degree view, I can show you. The cloak is considerably better on this model. I mean, it's still got the sculpted detail, but I mean, look, there's a massive flat patch here you could do freehand on. It's just, it's not like offensive in in the way that this thing flipping is. That's just horrible. And there's no like physics breaking Stormbolter welded to his leg or whatever. But again, it's just not special, really. I mean, as I say, it's very similar to the one that comes in the standard Space Marine Commander box. I mean, I think, to be honest, I'm the kind of person, I mean, I got both of these. This one you have to buy, it's about £18. And the reason I got this as well is simply because the collector in me was like, that little voice in my head was going, oh, you're going to have it's limited edition, it will never be out again. I had to quieten down some of the other voices in my head first. But, sorry. But, yeah, basically, I eventually caved. But, I mean, it's cool, and I'm definitely going to use it in some conversions, but that kind of says it all, really, because normally, if I get a limited edition model, I'm going to do everything I can to get 2, so that one can be used in conversions, and the other can be built as standard. In the case of these 2 models, I mean, hell, this thing, the first one, is so poorly put together on the sprue, that it's going to be virtually impossible to use in any conversions, but I'm going to do my hardest. I mean, the head is alright, the head at least is something that could be, and the backpack, those are 2 things that can be used quite easily in conversions. Everything else is going to be a bloody nightmare, but, I'll do my best. But this one is going to be much easier, so I think what's going to happen with mine is they're just both going to go into conversion work and really make some of my other models look a bit better. As for whether or not anybody else should get their hands on these, if you end up buying, if you end up spending over £40 or $100 on GW products, you're gonna get that first one, the rubbish one. So if you need to, why not? But in the case of spending a further 18 for this one, well, if you like it, and if that little, I mean, I would say, if you like it enough, then go for it. But if it's just the little voice in the back of your head, your collector's voice going, oh, you're gonna have it as limited edition, squee, don't bother, because it's not, well, you know, it's just not really anything special. I mean, look, the torso, for example, is very similar on both of them, and it's also very similar to the standard Space Marine Captain's torso. So, you know, there's not a great deal here to kind of pull you in. They're not particularly unique, but you know, it's up to you, I suppose. But that's my opinion. That's my 2 pennies or 2 cents or whatever. Is they're not amazing, but they're all right. That one is anyway. This one, not so much. But yeah, guys, this video is getting on for 11 minutes. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to call it a day. I do have another video for you guys coming up soon on a model that I have recently finished. I know I actually finished something. It blew my mind as well. I just need to put one more coat of varnish on it, which I'm probably going to do today. But yeah, that is not a GW model. That's from Oathsworn Miniatures. You may remember them from the dwarves that I've done. Well, not the dwarf that I've done. The other 2 are still in progress, but I'll show you that soon. So yeah, I'll call it a day on this model. Stop rambling for once. And this video, bloody hell. Sorry guys, my brain's not working. But yeah,